Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome. Hope you guys are doing well. It's Wednesday. It's hump day, midweek. But yeah, welcome to CryptoTraders Room. This is your host, Jonas. And if you're a new-time viewer, welcome. And thank you for finding us. It's a pleasure to have you. And don't forget to click on that subscribe button as well as the post notification. And stay connected with us on Twitter, Steemit, as well as Facebook. And don't forget to sign up for our mailing list. And by signing up for our mailing list, you'll be filling out a questionnaire for our general chat room. And then once we get that questionnaire, we'll be sending out some invites. And it's a great community. It's a community where people are chatting. They're sharing some valuable information, whether it's news, technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and just really continuing the conversation about cryptocurrency. Good morning, guys. Welcome. Arhald, welcome. East Chan, Abyss, Enrique, Gottfried, welcome. Good morning. Abbas, you're from Dubai. That's sweet, man. Yeah, I was there for a little bit on a layover, but that was about it. And it wasn't long of a layover for me to go out and kind of enjoy Dubai, but I would love to one day. Stefan, good morning. Welcome, guys. So, hope you guys are doing well, and hope nobody panicked and sold. And I do apologize about yesterday's live stream. For some reason, the audio cut out. It was fine on my end. I plugged the headset in and I could hear myself. But yeah, when I was rewatching the video, I realized for some reason the audio cut out. And I kind of had to end the live stream there. Andy, welcome. Thank you for joining. And if you're a new-time viewer, don't forget to click on that subscribe button as well as the post notification. But yeah, hopefully nobody got shaken out of their position, because of the drop. Hopefully, you guys had strong hands and the market is shaken off, what China attempted to do. And that was kind of throw a left hook at it. It's already thrown a right hook in the past. Now it's throwing a left hook. We'll see if the uppercut will happen later on down the road. But, the news out of China will never end. It'll always be there. They'll always spread FUD when the market's doing very well and, it's getting mass adoption. They'll slow it down and try to curve it a little bit. But yeah, there's nothing that's going to stop it. There really is nothing that's going to stop, BTC, LTC, Ether, and some of these other popular coins. They can try to kill some of the smaller, tiny ones, but, BTC 4,600, F, 340, depending on what exchange you're looking at, or at least F was at 340, BCH 600. And really those big three make up a large chunk of the market cap. 120 billion market cap is what those three make up. So really market cap's only 158 billion, 158.2 billion. So for them to make up 120 billion, it's a little scary. The top three really controlling, majority of this market cap. It's a little scary to me personally. I don't know if you guys see a problem with it or not, but those top three are doing well. I didn't throw Ripple in there. I wanted to throw a Litecoin in there, but if I throw a Litecoin in there, I'd have to throw Ripple in there, and I didn't want to do that. But at least between those two, Ripple and Litecoin, combined market cap of 12, a little over 12.3 billion. So a lot of the alts are lagging. They definitely are lagging, and if we have a big dump in these top four or top six, whatever you want to call them, then we are going to have I don't want to call it catastrophic collapse, but the market will take a huge hit, and the market cap will could be below 100 billion. Let's see. Eckers, good morning, welcome. Binance just announced China's IPS can't trade anymore there. That's not good. Yeah, I mean, there's just going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be coming out of China. I don't know if South Korea is one of them, but I did read something. I don't know if it was FUD. I'm not going to really share it on here, but they did include South Korea on there as heavily penalizing any companies or any tokens that are trying to create an ICO. So we'll see how if the market even reacts to that, but I think the market already reacted to the really bad news. Many Chinese exchanges are restricting trading and coins ICO refunding out of fear. It seems it is. It really is. But like I said, the top four you know, are not going to go anywhere. And when I mean the top four, you know, Bitcoin, Ether, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, you know, those are the top four. They're not going to go anywhere at all. So, you know, that's really what I would be invested in. I would leave these other coins alone, you know, let them be, you know, what they are. But let's go ahead and take a look at, you know, basically what's kind of leading this market. And like I said, I mean, it's really the top four. But if we really look at, let's see, we'll do monthly volume ranking. Sorry, I kind of had to read a text message from my buddy. Some of my friends, I guess, are officially getting or officially are able to purchase Bitcoin. So that's kind of good news. But yeah, if you guys are listening, you know, wait for a pullback. 4,000 is a great price to put an offer in to buy. I wouldn't buy it here. But yeah, looking at, you know, the monthly volume ranking, basically it's the top four that I mentioned: Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know, Bitcoin Cash, as well as Litecoin. You know, those are really the ones that are dominating in the sense of volume for the past, you know, 30 days. And I'm sure, you know, if we look at it, even a more historical, you know, for the past 2 months, 3 months, whatever it might be for the quarter, for the year, I think it's still going to be, well, Bitcoin Cash wouldn't be up there. But it would be those three. It would be Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin that are leading in the sense of volume. And if we look at the 30-day volume, you know, I mean, that's a lot of volume that's coming into those. If Ripple wasn't at 10 billion and volume for the past 30 days, you know, it would really be those top four. So, you know, those are the top fours that I'm looking at. You know, if we do get a pullback, you know, that's something I would be looking in the sense of long-term investment. The other coins, honestly, I would just use them as a trading vehicle, you know, to kind of build your capital, to build your Bitcoin, or build your Bitcoin Cash or Ether or Litecoin, whatever it might be. But those are the ones that I would stick with, you know, especially if you're a new time trader coming onto this market, you know, and there's a reason why, you know, the two biggest exchanges in the sense of, you know, GDAX or Coinbase and Gemini really are very limited to, you know, what they offer. You know, they offer Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, aside from Gemini not offering Litecoin. But if that is the case, if that does happen, then that'll do wonders for Litecoin. But, you know, with GDAX or Coinbase offering Bitcoin Cash on January 1st of 2018, you know, that's really those are the ones that are going to end up dominating. And there's a reason why those exchanges are only, you know, listing those four or those three currently right now on their exchange. You know, they're already tiptoeing, you know, with regulations, and they don't want to have to tiptoe more, you know, by offering all these other coins that are out there. So, you know, they're very careful, and there's a reason why they're very careful, and they're only offering those. So that kind of tells me, you know, that I should be staying away from some of those other coins that are on other exchanges that could possibly get shut down and could possibly just, you know, drop and drop down to nothing. So that's kind of what I would stick with. But let's see what you guys are saying, and welcome to new people possibly. Matthew, good morning. Secure Zone, hello. Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining. Sharmez, did I cover EOS recently? I can cover EOS today. That's not a problem. But yeah, I think EOS was really, I mean, let's go ahead and take a look at historical snapshot. I don't think we're going to get a historical snapshot for this, the 5th, but for the 3rd. But yeah, I think EOS was the one that was really down, or IOTA might have been the one that was down a lot. But, you know, 7 days, you know, this market is acting as though nothing happened, to be honest with you. You know, looking at the 7 day, I mean, if we look at maybe the, you know, the 3 days, it might be a little different. You know, a lot of things might be in the red, but it's completely shaken off exactly what China was trying to do. It phased it for a second, it stung it, it got up, shook its head, and it's getting right back up to where it basically was. Let's see, IOTA 19%. Misa Go 32. I do like that, considering I still have a position. Of course, 8 shares in China, 32%. That is down. EOS was on here. Here it is. So 7.7%. But yeah, we can definitely cover it. But they are showing a price of $1.25 for EOS, and I don't think it's $1.25. Last time I checked, it was like 99 cents or under $1. EOS, where are you? EOS, 87 cents. So I don't. It is a historical snapshot. So, but the price should be accurate to what the price is today. But yeah, it's definitely not $1.25. So yeah, we'll definitely take a look at it. We'll cover it. Binance will close the site down for 3 hours tonight. Yeah, I mean, is that alarming? You know, at least they sent out a notification saying, "Hey, you know, we're going to shut down." So it's a planned shutdown. You know, if they just shut down for no apparent reason for 3 hours, then yeah, I would be a little worried. But yeah, that wouldn't worry me at all. You know, I mean, exchanges got to do maintenance. You know, Coinbase has done it, GDAX has done it many times. Unless they just go down for 3 hours without any type of updates at all, then yeah, as soon as they're up and running, I would be getting my cash out. These are breadcrumb coins. That's a good one. I like that. But yeah, I've never heard of it being referred to as a breadcrumb coin. You bought more ETH at 290? Dude, that's solid. That's solid. Yeah, as long as you're buying, you know, the Litecoins, the Bitcoin Cash, the Ether, the Bitcoin. So, you know, you can't go wrong. And even if you buy it at, you know, 350, you know, I wouldn't be too worried at all. I would be adding to the position if it gets down to 300. What do I think about the upcoming ETH hard fork? I don't know, man. I really don't have an opinion on that. Hopefully people will, you know, buy the rumor and sell the news and get a nice push up to the upside. Then yeah, I would be looking to lock in profits. As long as it doesn't really kill the price movement, the price action. But let's go ahead and look at let's look at Omisa Go, since I already have it up here, and I still do have a position in that as a disclaimer. I haven't sold yet, and I was planning to sell a little bit at 11 and then kind of wait for that 1250 and sell a little more. But what prevented me from selling at that 11 was because of a possible breakout, and it did break out. I got to 1186 and a half. And I thought it would really have that big push, but you know, she was basically maintaining a nice zone to where I kind of, you know, saw that, you know, there's a possibility this thing could break out. And my stop loss was basically 10. I was like, you know what, I'm going to cut it there, because at $10, basically she would have been below the 50-day moving average, and I bought at 9. You know, I would have been happy with $1 profit, and then maybe bought back if she dipped a little further than that 10. But, you know, I was afraid that she was going to crack the 50-day moving average, and if she does, then she could touch the 100-day moving average. So I kind of wanted to prevent that from happening. So stop loss was 10. But, you know, she rallied. So I was like, you know, I'm not going to sell at $11. I'm going to wait for a bigger push. And she did have that nice big push of 86 cents past that 11. But she didn't get to the 1250. So 1250, I'm selling about 18. And then, you know, we'll see what goes on after that. But, you know, I'll be selling in increments of 5 possibly, or 10, depending on the push. I mean, if she has a parabolic push up, then yes, you know, I will sell a larger chunk of it. But I want to try to capture a bigger slice of that pie. And considering I don't have that big of a position, you know, I'm going to have to scale out and take a bigger profit as it's going up. But this chart is still looking healthy. You know, it had a nice pullback. It didn't get to that 10. So I was very fortunate. It got close to that, you know, 100-day moving average. So basically touched $10.30. That was the low that it touched. So my $10 was not touched at all. It didn't get to it. If it did, it would have executed, and I would have woken up with a dollar profit per coin. But it's still maintaining that nice level of $11. And as long as she can maintain that $11, she can have a push up, but she has to maintain it. That's the biggest thing. And with the way the market is shaken off, you know, what's happening with China, there is you know, this thing could hit that 1250. She could get back up to the all-time high. And she wasn't far from that all-time high in comparison to a lot of the other cryptocurrencies that took a hit. And a lot of them took a hit, and we all know that. But for her to get up to $11.86, that's pretty impressive. That kind of shows me that she's pretty solid and she's not going to stay down. Unlike San is a whole different story. She got pushed down and she's basically staying down. But you know, this is a position I would like to hold at least till 1250 and start locking in profits at 1250. And she has the ability to get up there. But like I said, that $11 is very crucial. She has to maintain it. If she can't maintain it, then, you know, we could see a drop, and she could retest some of these moving averages depending on the time frame that you're looking at. But on the 15 minutes, let's see what it was. I forget. And of course, this chart is lagging. It's lagging. Let me hit refresh. Andrea, that's the attitude, man. That is the attitude I like to hear, you know, especially on F, Bitcoin, Litecoin, even Ethereum Classic. I'll throw Ethereum Classic in there. Yeah, dude, you're still good. I wouldn't worry at all. I haven't really worried, you know, with my with the position I have and how, you know, volatile F has been and how much it dropped. I mean, I was down a lot, but it was kind of like out of sight, out of mind. You know, if I don't think Oni's on here, but Oni, I'm going to use your phrase that you used a while back, you know, Hawkeye and something, in the sense that if you Hawkeye something and you're constantly staring at it, it's going to cause you to panic. You know, it happens to everybody. All right, 15-minute chart. I think that moving average, if I can get this chart to load, I think the moving average on the 50-day was $10. Nope, actually it changed. So, and it's right above the 50-day moving average. So this is looking solid. You know, as long as it's above, you know, the 4 moving averages that I have on here. I don't really look at the small moving average of the 9 and 21 unless I'm looking to get out. If I'm looking to get out, then yes, I'll heavily pay attention to the 9 and 21 on a smaller time frame. But, you know, for a longer position, you know, as long as it's above the 50, 100, and 200, you know, it's going to have little dips. It's going to have little corrections, but we're still on the right track for hopefully making higher highs. But yeah, this is still above them, and it's looking pretty good. It is really looking pretty good. So if anybody's in OMG, unless you really got in at the bottom down here. I mean, if you caught this at 750, yeah, 1150 would have been a very good profit, and that would have been a profit I would have taken. But yeah, if you got in somewhere in the range where I got in, I mean, this is still looking good. But yeah, just got to maintain that $11. You know, so that's really the level that I'm kind of looking at to have it maintain, to make sure that it's not going to break down. And then once it really crosses the 50-day moving average, then I know that we're, you know, in somewhat of a short-term downtrend. And I would need to, you know, lock in some of the profit so that I can utilize the profit as well as the capital. But yeah, $11. That's a level that it has to maintain, and that's as long as it maintains above it, then yeah, it's still a good trade. Dropped out of Neo into OMG. Very smart move. Very smart move. Yeah, we can look at Neo and see exactly what she's doing. But I think, you know, she's stabilizing somewhat. But yeah, she needs volume. She needs the support of her people. If her people can't support her, then she's got to figure out a different game plan. What will happen with all the money flowing out of China coins now? Yeah, they're going to take a drop. You know, it's not going to have much volume unless it's going to be heavily supported by, you know, a different country. Unless they, you know, they got to rebrand. A lot of them will probably have to rebrand, because that's a lot of money that's not going to be funneled in, and that's also going to be funneled out. But, you know, you think about it though, you know, if they are going to funnel those money out, where are they going to funnel them to? It's going to be the top four cryptocurrencies. That's where the money will be going to. You know, and I don't think China has. I think, you know, China has basically stated that they're of course they're banning the ICOs, but they haven't said anything about the people that are currently holding. You know, if they're citizens that are currently holding coins, an ICO coin. You know, they haven't said, hey, you need to get out of that position. You can't own it. You can't buy it. You can't do anything with it, except for if you have it, you need to sell it by this exact date. Now, if that is the case, and that's what happens, then we will see money flowing out, completely out of all these altcoins, ICOs, and that money's going to go to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. That's really where it's going to go. Sunspawn, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining. What do I think about the price of BCH? Isn't 600 a lot? I don't think 600 is too bad. I mean, I wouldn't buy it at 600. If you were interested in it, under 500 would have been a nice entry. I don't know. I have a hard time justifying buying it at this price, so to be honest with you, considering I bought it at 2 and sold it at 3 for a great 50% profit before the crazy run up that it had to like 975 bucks. I have a hard time justifying buying it a lot higher than what I previously bought it before. Now, if I hadn't bought it at 2, I would think under 500 would be a good price. But, I'm going to be patient with it. I'm going to wait. But I think, in the long run, if you can get a good entry on BCH, it should be a long-term hold. It should be, you should consider it something like Bitcoin. If you're going to hold Bitcoin long-term, you should be also holding, BCH long-term. I don't know. Personally, for me, I don't think I would hold both long-term. I think it would have to be one or the other, and then add, Litecoin and Ether to it. Because really, if the miners decide to switch hashing power and they go from Bitcoin, to BCH, BCH is going to rise and Bitcoin is going to dip, and then vice versa. So I mean, really, miners are going to do what's profitable for them, and I think the hashing power has a lot to do with it. So if the hashing power is being moved, then the price is going to drop. Do I think a coin with a market cap the size of Ripple can be worth more than a few dollars? Siphonx 3000, welcome, by the way. You got to remember, though, Ripple's market cap is huge in the sense that there's a lot of coins that are out there. So I don't really look at market cap, to be honest with you. Because just like Ripple and a lot of the coins that are out there, they have tons of coins, billions and billions of coins that are out there. So the price per coin doesn't have to be much for it to have a very high market cap. So market cap can be very, very misleading if that's really what you're really focusing on. And if that is what you're focusing on, then you need to focus on the amount of circulating coins that are out there, as well as the total supply, because over time, they will start saturating the market with more coins. So yeah, I kind of stay away from really heavily focusing in on market cap. I'll look at the market cap, but really the amount of coins that are circulating and the amount of total supply is really what I focus on before I even kind of focus on the market cap. But yeah, can Ripple be worth a few dollars with those many coins out there? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. That would that would give it a huge market cap. I mean, let's just I don't know how many coins are circulating right now on Ripple, but let's see. Or XRP, not Ripple, really, because you're not buying Ripple. So total supply, 100 billion. Let's just say 100 billion is total supply. I mean, it's very close to it. Circulating supply, 38 billion. That's because they locked up billions of them, and they're going to be releasing those, I don't know, once a year, once every 2 years, whatever it is. And I don't even know how many billions they're going to be releasing on an annual basis. But yeah, I mean, total supply of 100 billion. I mean, if this thing goes up to $1 for some apparent reason, which I don't really see in it going to $1, and and the circulating supply actually reaches the max supply, that's $100 billion market cap. So market cap could be a little misleading. There's no reason for it to have that high of a market cap with that much of supply. Even if it was $1 right now with a current supply of 38.3 billion, I would give it $38.3 billion market cap. That would be higher than Ether. So yeah, market cap is very misleading. Unless the supply is very low, then that will then be a good indicator that there is strong growth in this. But yeah, when the supply outweighs the demand, that's not good for the price. Let's see, man. Good question. Good question, Sunspawn. Should you consider dumping these alts delisted in China? I mean, you really got to do what you think is best for you, and none of us are a financial advisor to be advising you of your trades. But I'm sure a lot of people are getting out, out of those ICOs. So, those ICOs, those alts, there's trouble in China. There's going to be trouble in China with them. So I would definitely be trimming the position, in my opinion. That's what I would be doing. I don't know if I would dump everything, but you know, you got to do what's best for you, and you got to really look at your profit. And if you're in the profit, then you should be happy with it. Yes, secure zone. ETH is definitely a long-term investment. Definitely a long-term investment. Now, that's not to say you shouldn't be taking profit as it's going up, you know, unless you're not really watching it on the day-to-day basis. But I mean, if you're watching it and it's running up, you know, 150 and $200 within a matter of, you know, 2.5 weeks, yeah, you should be locking in some of the profits, to be honest with you, and not just saying, all right, it's up this high, I'm going to hold it, and then it dips down to 300 from 400, you know, definitely locking some of the profit. Yeah, I've not heard of some exchanges booting Chinese citizens altogether. I have not heard that at all, and that's a little scary if they are. If they are, but you know, the way the market is reacting right now, unless it's being completely manipulated, is it's really shrugging off what's happening. It really is. Somebody wanted me to take a look at EOS, so we'll take a look at EOS, IOTA as well too. But yeah, even though IOTA's down, it's really has made a comeback from that 36 cents. SkyTech, you're on vacation. That's right. You were going down to Monterey, I think it was. And I actually did. I thought about this last night. I was like, man, the surf competition I was at was not a Big Sur. It was at Half Moon Bay, and it was the Maverick surf competition. But yeah, I had to think about that for a second, and I'm like, Big Sur. I'm like, there was no surf competition at Big Sur, but it was Half Moon, and Half Moon was that was a cool spot. But yeah, enjoy your vacation, man. Hopefully the weather's good. Do I think Litecoin is a long-term hold? So, you know, I said it earlier. You know, Bitcoin, Ether, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin. You know, those are really the you know, four that I would really focus on. But it doesn't hurt to add the mix of Monero, Zcash, as well as Dash into that mix. You know, those are really the core coins that I would focus on. But yeah, Litecoin definitely. Oh, EOS. I think this has hurt a lot of people. I mean, it had a nice push when it first got listed, you know, all the way up to $5. But ever since then, it's been bleeding. I don't think this is a good long-term hold, you know, unless like this bottoms back out to 50 cents where she came from. And she was at 50 cents when she first got listed. But yeah, this is, I would use this as a trading vehicle. You know, be happy with the 10, 15 cent pop, whatever it is that you're looking for, whatever, you know, risk reward ratio you have. But yeah, 75 to 115. I didn't even see this thing run up to 115. I didn't think it had broke over one at all. But yeah, I would have been selling at one. I would not have even held. If I had this at 75 cents, I would not have held past one. You know, I would have thought that would have been the strong resistance there at one. And then, yeah, this thing had a nice run. It had a nice run. But yeah, I would wait for this to see if it's going to level back out. And it looks like, you know, that's what it wants to do. It looks like it just wants to level out. It looks like our moving averages or the actual price movement is dipping below the moving averages, except for right where the current price is. Everything except for the 200-day moving average are all bunched up. So it's trying to really figure out the direction that it wants to go. And I don't think it can figure it out at this current moment. How's the fight looking? A lot more buyers than sellers, 75 to 10. So 75,000 on the buy side, 10,000 on the sell side. But yeah, I would be patient with this and see if she's going to really retest that 75 cents again. You know, I mean, she's only at 88 cents. So for her to retest that 75 cents, it can get there. So that's really where I would basically kind of look at, you know, the low ball offer to put in. And that's not really a goal, you know, saying, you know what, I got $4,000, I'm going to throw $4,000 at it. That's just to be like, okay, you know what, I'll test the waters out and, you know, I'll buy 1,000 and see how she does. And if she dips further, then buy a little more. If she dips further, then buy a little more. And then eventually, you know, when she does have a nice pop like she's had here, then that's when you can really capitalize on a nice little profit. But yeah, 75 cents is really what I would wait for. on EOS. Whoever asked me about EOS. Sunspawn, not a problem, man. Not a problem at all. Honorary, welcome, buddy. Yeah, so far so good. You know, I mean, the market's doing well, and I'm glad you're doing well, bud. And I'm glad to see you on this live stream. It was good talking to you yesterday on Slack. You got out of EOS just shy of the top. Dude, that always feels good, doesn't it? It's hard to catch the top. It's hard to catch the bottom. You know, when you get a profit, be happy with it, to be honest with you. You know, and this happens to a lot of traders where, you know, they'll sell something. And that's why I say, you know, don't sell everything at one specific price, because it could go up. And if it goes up, then you end up kicking yourself. And really that kind of changes your game plan later on, because you're going to end up really changing your strategy. And you want to kind of really stick to a strategy and stick to it. And that's really how you're going to do well in this game. But yeah, if you're kicking yourself because of gains that you missed and you're not happy with the profits, you're never going to be happy with the profits at all, even later on down the road. So, you know, if you make 10 bucks, 15 bucks, whatever it is, be happy with it, even if it runs up, you know, because if you don't, then that's really going to ruin the game plan or really cloud your judgment later on down the road. Because you're going to be like, man, there's a couple times that I missed these runners, and you know, I'm going to stay in this one because I feel like this is going to run. And you're kind of deviating away from that game plan that you had to be consistent. And consistency is really what's going to help grow that account from, you know, whatever it is now to something bigger later on down the road. But yeah, it could be that one trade or, you know, two trades after that you end up holding and it ends up dipping further. And then you're going to be like, man, why didn't I stick to my game plan? So, you know, always be consistent. That's really what I would recommend. But yeah, getting out, you know, close to that top. Yeah, dude, it feels good. It feels good. You know, and it should feel good, you know, even if you don't get out close to that top, but you got out with a profit. The Warbler, yeah, dude. You got out of Neo at 8,000 or 800,000 Satoshis, I'm assuming, not 8,000 Satoshis. Because it didn't get down to 8,000 Satoshis. Or did it? I don't know. I haven't. Let's take a look at it real quick. Yeah, maybe 800,000 Satoshis. Yeah, dude, that's great. That is great. There you go, Andreas. That's a mentality I like to hear, man. You know, you're happy with those 1% to 2%, and continuously doing those 1% to 2% over a long period of time. I think you guys know where your account could be. You know, you're going to grow that account. It's those consistencies that are really going to pay off. Neo. 464,000 Satoshi. So it might be testing that 376,000. I think that was a low. Yep, 376,224. That was the low. But yeah, so I did put out, and I hate how Bittrex just kind of deletes what you have on here, but I'm going to try to draw out some lines real quick and just to kind of talk about exactly where, you know, these supports could be. So that 376, you know, of course, is a support, you know, if it decides to come back down. But then to kind of figure out, let me get rid of that, to kind of figure out exactly, you know, what the other support is. I mean, we got to go way back. It's way back before the push that it had. So that's the 376 that it already touched, you know, other areas of support for this thing. And that's, you know, if she does decide to break these supports. And with the news out of China, anything's possible. So 33, you know, 337, you know, right about the 300,000-ish. And then 273,000, and then bare bottom. Hopefully she doesn't crack it. You know, it's going to be right around the 250,000 Satoshis. If she does crack 250,000 Satoshis, then it's going to be lights out for an extended period of time. You know, like a lot of these alts, you know, that just, you know, have a great roadmap, but, you know, just regulation comes and kills it, or something happens. Yeah, my chart's acting up now. I can't even get, there we go. There we go. So really those are areas of support. And we looked at basically the prior movement that it had and exactly, where could the actual support be? Where could looking at and saying, where was the prior resistance that it broke out above and where was the current support there? But yeah, these are the support lines. If she does decide to really have a downtrend and really have a sell-off, right now she's not selling off heavily like she is here. But, if she has this type of move, that she had here going from about, it looks like 670,000 Satoshis down to 376,000. If my chart will cooperate, there we go. So kind of going right from that 650,000 Satoshis down to 376,000. If she has that type of move, that type of sell-off, then yeah, she's going to crack through all of these support lines. And these support lines are not that far apart from each other. So she could easily crack through those. So safe bet. I mean, if you're going to put in a low ball offer, that would be that 250 range. That's kind of where I would put it. But yeah, it's not looking good. And if I do a side-by-side comparison to PIVX, I'm sure the chart's going to look identical. And the news out of China doesn't help. It doesn't help at all. But the chart is going to be very similar. But yeah, let's see what's moving on this. OMG, I like to see that. NEO, I mean, it's down, but it's leading in volume. Enrique, glad you're happy, man. Happiness is always good. It's always good. QTUM. Somebody was in this. I forget who it was. Let's look at this real quick because there is news about a wallet coming out. So I don't know. We'll see if people are going to buy the rumor and then sell the news. But just because they're creating a wallet, it's not great news to propel this thing to new highs. So you can't really take every news that's out there and say, oh, that's great news. I mean, every coin should have a wallet. There's no reason they don't have a wallet. But the fundamentals is not going to really change just because they create a wallet. But yeah, this is an ugly chart. So I mean, and I didn't read the news about them creating a wallet. A better catalyst in order to propel this thing, not back up to where it came from, but at least to have a nice positive trend to the upside, where she's really going to stop bleeding, because that's really kind of what's happening on this. She wants to bleed back down to 196,000, 200,000 Satoshis. That's basically where she wants to bleed down to, and it could happen. It could happen. So just having that wallet is not a good indication of a catalyst to move this thing up higher. And let's see, I don't know why screen share is out, but let me try to initiate it again. Yeah, it's telling me screen share failed. I know it failed. That's why I'm trying to get it going again. All right, so screen share is not working. Hopefully it comes back on. But in the meantime, I'll just read some of your comments. And hopefully the audio is working. So if you guys can hear me, please let me know, because I know we had an issue yesterday. But thank you to anybody new that's found us. And if you are new, let us know how you found us, and if somebody sent you a link, that's great. And that's really, what I ask for anybody that's on this live stream is, share this live stream, share the channel with anybody new that's looking to get into cryptocurrency. Copy and paste the link and text it or email it to, or tweet it out, whatever it is. But yeah, let's help spread the word of CTR and get this room to grow a little bigger. But yeah, thank you for anybody new that has found us. And don't forget to click on that subscribe button as well as the post notification. And also stay connected with us on Twitter, Steemit, as well as Facebook. Loud and clear, sweet. So we're not having that same issue that we had. Of course, screen share is out, at least from what I see. And if it doesn't come back on, then like I said, I'll just read your comments and try to be interactive with you guys. There you go, man. Sticking to the plan, Oni. Sticking to a plan. I like it. Always have that plan and stick to it. Now, your plan might not always work 100%, but it's that consistency that's going to work for you in the long run. Mic work, sound is good, loud and clear. That's what I like to hear. Good night, sweet Prince. Thank you for joining, man. I appreciate it. YouTube suggested me. Sweet. I like that. I like that. Let's get this money. Yeah, man. It's just, there's great opportunities and hopefully, you took advantage of it this weekend. And, I briefly covered it on the previous live stream where, if you don't have capital, whether it's USDT or it's USD, kind of waiting on the sideline, as well as having other positions that are growing, when this dip happens, it's hard to take advantage of, some of the dips because you don't have USD available. And some people are not going to sell, at a loss if one of their cryptocurrencies is at a loss. Now, if you're up in the profits pretty well, then yeah, selling that and having the USD for that. But yeah, if you don't have USD on the sideline and you're in a couple of positions that are down and you're not selling them, then yeah, just the opportunities are there, but you're not prepared to take advantage of them. And that's the biggest thing. It's being prepared to take advantage of these opportunities when they do present themselves, and they do. They really do. Let's see. Ekers, let's see. I forget what you're quoting, but in total, Yombi withdraws from the auction 13 tokens. Oh man. Oh, they withdrew rep and OMG. Wow. Sand will probably be added on there if they were on that exchange. Yes, ANS or Ant Shares is Neo now. But yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. So I mean, a lot of exchanges might end up trimming, what it is that they're offering. So really, it's going to be tough for coins to get listed on an exchange now. And if they do get listed, it's going to be a long waiting period for them to get listed. So I wouldn't expect any new coins at all to be listed on any exchanges at the current time until this craziness kind of just, dies down and they don't try to really regulate or smother ICOs or even tokens. I do respect the cryptocurrency market, man. I really respect it. Definitely respect it, man. It's a great opportunity. Like I said, as long as you're ready for these drops to happen and to take advantage of them, it can definitely put money in your pocket. Now, you're not going to be filthy rich from it, but that all depends on your size, on not your size, but the position size that you have. But you also got to remember too, the bigger the size of your position, the more stress, and you will be stressed more having a very sizable position in a trade than you would if you had a very minimal size of a position. So definitely keep that in mind. A lot of people will lose sleep, because they're going to bed with a very sizable position. And, this market could turn anytime. It could definitely turn anytime. Black screen. Yeah, dude, I don't know what's going on with the screen share. It just doesn't. Yesterday it was the mic. Now it's the screen share. Yeah, let me try to, I don't want to stop the broadcast because then I'd probably end up ending the live stream. But let me see.